I don't know where it is. Okay. Hey guys, it's Narrative Tarot. I'm here for Venus, January 2022. Where's the camera? I'm used to it being over here. January 2022 Tarot. So yeah, let's get started. I'm using Cosmic Tarot, and then I'm using Antique Anatomy Tarot. So let's get started. If you would like to book a reading, you can go to Fiverr. I'll link it below. It's under Abstraction Tarot. Or you can email me at the email address that I put down there. Anyway, I read by planet, not really by zodiac, but for the purpose of the algorithm, I will put it under zodiac. So if you are here, then you're here for Taurus or Libra. And that's what's going to be up there. So, you have the Three of Wands, the Chariot, Eight of Pentacles, Sun, Princess of Cups reverse, Ace of Cups, Five of Swords. So I'm thinking someone's trying to get away from work or get away from the city. So we got the Hermit. So someone's trying to get away from the city. So some of you guys could be moving. You got King of Swords and Three of Swords. Some of you guys could be moving in the upcoming year, like in 2022, could be moving or deciding to move or understanding how the architecture of wherever you live works for or against you in terms of like your health or your prospects in whatever you're trying to find. So like, for example, for me, we got Two of Wands. For me, I felt like the city that I'm in is not conducive to like dating or whatever, so I'm gonna move. But it may not be like dating, it could just be like work, or could be even like with this Chariot and Eight of Pentacles, it could just be leisure. Like, it doesn't offer enough in terms of like leisure, it doesn't offer enough in terms of activities that you vibe with. It may not have enough sun for you. It may not have enough sunny people. It may not just have enough light. And it could be just lightheartedness. Perhaps you come from a place that's very lighthearted and everybody like laughs and shit like that. And then like everyone here in this new place is kind of like serious or something like that. Or like contemplating things. At the world. So yeah, there's a desire to figure out what to do with that. You've been thinking on it for a while. So if you've been thinking on it, God, it's like cards. If you've been thinking on it for a while, then I would say consider it, because there's going to be more and more things that are shown with regards to that. The North Node is going into Taurus specifically. So the South Node will be in Scorpio. So I kind of say it with regards to the planets. The North Node will be in Venus. The South Node will be in Pluto. Princess of Swords, Nine of Cups. So there is a plan to make adjustments to finances to have more fun next year. So more fun, more play hard kind of energy. So I do think that like if you have a few places that are really cool on your list, check them out, try them out. I know like the world is kind of like weird with all these like restrictions and stuff like that, but people are gonna move, so I don't really, people are gonna move around, and it doesn't really stop life. It doesn't stop life from happening. You have the High Priestess, you have the Eight of Wands, Two of Wands. Some of you guys, your lease may be up unexpectedly, randomly, or like there's a random repair to your home that's gonna happen that you need to like fix and figure out. You could have new friends that you make. It's like new friends, but like any of the Ace of Pentacles, but I feel like it's like old patterns. Like it's hard to say. Like it's like I wouldn't be surprised if it's not people from your past, it's like patterns from your past like come back up with regards to your ability to find your way or find your space in not society, that's too large, but like in whatever pocket that you're trying to with regards to your career or your home life or something like that. Like there's old patterns of how you try to plug into larger groups, but it's not like where you fit in specifically in society in total of like all the fractals of who you are. It's where you fit in the tiny fractal that is a relationship, a romantic relationship, or a familiar relationship, or a career, you know? I'm like, where is the camera? I'm like so used to it being this direction, guys. I'm so sorry. You may find that like this upcoming year gets off to a start where, because you have the Page of Pentacles or Prince of Pentacles. This is the Knight. It's like meeting a hard ass or a hard deadline or a hard boundary. So for some of you guys, you may be partying a lot and then you have like this like rude awakening. So your 2022 starts off, I think, with a rude awakening with regards to how you're balancing your life and where you're putting your energy and where you're putting your time and your effort in. There's like a hard wake up. So, I mean, you'll figure that out. And I mean, the North Node is going into Taurus, so I wouldn't be surprised by that. Yeah, we got Judgment coming out too. So it's a really good time to like, well, let's say it like this. You would rather this be the beginning of the year than like midway through, because whatever you've kind of built that is, I mean, this isn't the Tower, but like you have more clarity. You're not so fixed and established in what you're doing. Like you're not really in the rhythm yet of what you wanted to do in 2022. You're kind of literally on January 1st just starting, and so like that's a benefit for you if you do need to make any sort of readjustments, because you're not readjusting from like, I put 6 months of my energy into this and I gotta start over. I'm carefully planning it and then I can go forward with it and I can make those decisions to go forward once I cleared out all the old stuff. So it's pretty good for you guys. You have the Seven of Cups and the Chariot. this would be a good year to like not drink as much or not get as confused. That sounds so bad, right? Don't get confused this year. But with the Ace of Swords, for you guys especially, it would be a great year to not be confused and not seek substances when you're confused. That's something else. Don't seek substances to gain clarity. You know how people like hit blunt and then like they feel like their mind is so clear and stuff like that? Like maybe that sword and this Seven of Cups being like reverses, if you've never been like sober to make clear decisions on what you need to do, like this is the year that you would probably do it. And with that Ace of Swords, to focus on your own mind's ability to do things. You know, like some people maybe, I'm not promoting it, but maybe would benefit from like certain things. But it doesn't seem like it's going to work out for you this year in particular, or at least not in this time period, just because the clarity that you gain may come with some sort of strings attached, or it comes with a delayed response, and you need to be not lightning fast, but I think you need to be able to be a little bit more nimble than previous years. And so especially getting off to a great start, you want to be nimble enough to be able to shift directions as you see it, and it's going to build up your skill to be able to do that throughout the year, so that you don't get like this pile up, this like 10 car pile up in the middle of the year where you have to like go through the rubble and you got to figure out where you went wrong, and now there's 3 people involved and you've put your money into this and you've moved all this stuff around, and there's a bunch of attachments, and not like you're attached to things and you're want to control the outcome or anything like that, but like there's a lot of things now that like you shift this and there's like 30 other things that get shifted along with it, which makes you less inclined to deal with it and makes you a little bit more like even deeper in the mud because you're waiting longer to deal with things. So essentially, tap into the benefits of like Pluto energy. Pluto energy, which is regeneration through confrontation and the ability to confront things head on continuously, without, I'm not going to say without fear, but without the idea that it's somehow going to devolve you or something like that. Like that conflict and facing things head on is kind of how you grow a lot faster, as opposed to putting it on the back burner. You need to confront things, and usually when you confront them the first time, it kind of sends that energy out there that, hey, I'm not to be fucked with, and the energy gets the hint that like if you come around again, I am prepared to deal with you, and I'm not going to run away or hide away and do something, like sulk or create my problems away or something like that. I'm prepared and willing, willingness to confront things is big. I'm willing to confront these things. I'm willing to look at them. I'm willing to nip things in the bud. I'm willing to speak out as things are happening or immediately after. I'm not going to wait and let it fester for, a day, a month, a year, and then have to deal with the shit that piles up on top of that. And especially for your emotions, your resentment or hatred or whatever, your grief piles up, and then it's a catastrophe to deal with. That's not what you want to do this year. So I'm going to use the Antique Anatomy Tarot. We have the Two of Coins. Finances may not be the best starting out, but they will be stable. You'll show yourself to be a stable person, and I think that'll help you throughout the year. You'll show yourself to be a stable person and capable of using what you've gotten, because some people are going to get way more and squander it. You may not get everything that you want right up front, but you'll be given enough that it's coupled with opportunity, right? There is no string attached to it in the way that maybe some other people's finances or blessings or energetic storehouses will be. Your energetic storehouse will be pretty free, and it'll be pretty open for you to explore what you want. The only thing is, it may not be given, it may not be as much given. You have the sun, but it is like a blessing. And you have the Page of Coins. It is like a blessing. It's a blessing given. Some of your ancestors are making a way. You have the Seven of Rods. If you want to go to a lake, if you want to go out on the water, I would say do that. You may find looking out there really helpful for your peace of mind and just being out in the open. You have the Queen of Rods. You guys, sunlight, because we're dealing with the earth, sunlight is going to be really important. I mean, for everybody, but for you guys. And you have the Empress and the Emperor. So it's a good time to find companions. It's a good time to go out and admire people. I don't know why we say it like that. Admire people, be admired, exchange energy with others, but in a way that shows that you have discipline and control of yourself. This isn't a good year to waste things. So whether it be energy, you may find yourself talking less. You may find yourself getting into such a routine that it really, like you find the most optimal commute, the most optimal way to do something. It's not an obsession with productivity. It's just getting through all of the things that you don't want to deal with, or making a system so that you can get to the things that have meaning and hold value to you. But because we live in a world that really is filled with a lot of tasks that we don't want to do, and that really to us and most people don't matter, you just want to find the most optimal way to do that stuff. So if that means automating stuff, you know, if it means delegating, making things more optimal, because what you don't want to do is, this is another thing with Taurus too, is there is a desire, I know it's saying Taurus, but it's Libra too, but Taurus's energy is kind of stronger when you put Venus in here. But the propensity, and I'm thinking of North Node too, to this is the tried and true way. Maybe like don't do that. Maybe see what you can automate. South Node in Scorpio or Pluto does lead to a little bit of paranoia or fear, and we're seeing that all over the globe. Three of Coins. Recheck any of your investments, Libra and Taurus, that you thought had dried up, or you thought were dying industries, or just pay attention to those industries which look like they're fluctuating a little bit too much, or they're a little bit stagnant. Just pay attention to that. Don't necessarily, I'm not a financial advisor, obviously, but I would say don't be so quick to put money in. Don't be so quick to put money out. Actually take a really measured approach. And if you want to do any of this stuff, take a large overview of what has been happening. And take a judgment again. Take your time with this. In 2022, January, take your time. But I think your theme for 2022 is to take your time too. You have the Knight of Blades and the Four of Blades. You're gonna have to make sure also that things are protected. Make sure things are not stolen. sure things are in your name that need to be in your name and that are not in your name if you don't want them to be in your name. Because the things are in your name that you become liable for, but you're not really the person who overlooks it or something like that. Just make sure what's yours is yours and what's other people's is other people's. You got the 8 of Cups. You have the Worlds, the Hermit, Queen of Coins, Ace of Swords. You're going to find a lot of things, and you have Temperance at the bottom. You're going to find a lot of things that were fucked up. Like, that were fucked up. And you have the 10 of Elixirs that were fucked up. You may realize how fucked up people are. I don't know why that's like a thing. You may realize how fucked up people are, or you realize like that was a really shitty way to like salvage that or bandage that or repair that like relationship or that door or something like that. Like home improvement, home decor. I wouldn't say home decor, but home improvement. Don't be shoddy with it. Reevaluate your property. Reevaluate how you put things together. Look for quality pieces. Look for quality materials. Pay the right people. You know, if your homeboy does plumbing but he's not the best or she's not the best, don't invest. And you may realize that your friendship was only hinging on the fact that you were getting this person shitty jobs, or they were doing jobs that were not that great, and it was your word that was getting them jobs, and maybe they weren't delivering on what they were saying, and it messed you up because your reputation's on the line, and people are looking at you like, this is your friend, like, yeah. And then we have the Knight of Blades and Death. So you could be having death of friends. You could be having death of relationships or old things that just need to go. And you'll be happy, I think, with that 10 of Cups that showed. I think you'll be much happier once you lighten your load. Once you get it together. The Moon. You'll enter a period, and you have the Hierophant. You'll enter a period of not knowing, but greater faith. And you'll realize that, I want to pull this card because it's sticking out. The 8 of Elixirs. So you'll just be willing to let things go. You'll be willing to let it go when it comes to fighting with people. You'll be willing to let it go when it comes to things going wrong. You'll be willing to let it go when it comes to just losses in general. You'll be able to cast away parts of yourself you never thought were possible, or work on things that you thought were unacceptable, or like those things will come into the light, but not necessarily to be revealed for other people, but to be integrated within oneself and to like be just accepted in general. So I hope that you found this reading helpful, Taurus and Libra. Let me know how it was for you down below, and I'll talk to you guys in the future. Bye.